Today we honor National Farmers Day, and we've got some beautiful fabrics that would make great gifts for those who have a backyard garden, a few little chickens, or maybe somebody that's got a big farm. Keep watching. Hi, it's Donna Robertson with Fabric Cafe. If you've ever had a backyard garden, some backyard chickens, or tried to grow fruit, you know it's not an easy job. And we really want to honor the farmers today who have worked so tirelessly to bring us all the yummy food that we find on the shelves in our grocery store. And we have many quilts that we're going to share with you today, and they will have a little bit of a theme one way or the other, whether it's an animal or a garden product or something like that. So let's get started. The first one we're going to do, I love this one, it's called Fruit Basket and Fruit Stand. Fruit stand. And the fruit stand has the blueberries, the apples, the strawberries, the peaches, and I know the difficulty in growing fruit because you get to share it with the birds, and let's put that up here, and you also have all of those little pesky critters, so there's lots and lots to be able to come out with a harvest of some of the fruit that you are going to be enjoying. So this is the fruit that's going to go in your number one spot or your focus spot. That will go in the large block. And then we have a half block on this side that will also have the fruit. That's your number one. Then you compare your 2 and your 3. You're going to get your 2 in the background, and that really causes your number 1 fabric and your number 3 fabric to pop when you get that light in there, the number 2 fabric as the light one. The back of the quilt, we want to show you that too, because we do have this as a Donna's Pick. That means that if you order the Donna's Pick, you'll get this exact fabric on the back, and it's just a little pin dot. And look at this great quilting that Lucinda did with some spirals and some wavy lines. Really nice. Okay, so this one is called Fruit Stand. 8021760. Crossroads is your pattern. It's from the book Quilts in a Jiffy, and it's only available there. So an alternate pattern would be Stepping Stones, and that would look really good as well. So remember, you get 1 free pattern with every quilt kit that you purchase, or buy 3 kits and you will get a book free instead. Now this one is called Bold Blocks. Bold Blocks is made with big blocks that will show off of your novelty prints, and then they have kind of an asymmetrical design with a shadow on one side or the other. Now these are dinosaurs. I don't think anybody's farming with those right now, but we're going to put that up here as an example because we know that you want to know the size of the quilt that you're making. Most of our quilts are 45 by 60, give or take just a little, so we always like to show you one of the quilts. This particular one is 47 wide by 60 long. Now what we have are some chickens. Now the chickens on this, well, I guess they're all roosters, aren't they? The chickens are in the background maybe. Here's our roosters, and if you've ever had backyard chickens, you know that's a little bit of a work too. You know, you don't ever get to forget when you have an animal. And you know, last night I was going out to close up the chickens at about 7:20 because of the sunset, and we needed to put them up. So you're always working on this. And can you imagine those chicken farmers that have huge houses and they just need constant care? So this is our number 1 fabric. It's going to go in this big block. And then you have your number 2 and your number 3 fabric here. The number 2 is your background color that causes your major block here to really pop off of the surface of the quilt. This number is 8021802, Ruler of the Roost. Bold Block is the name of the pattern, and Pretty Darn Quick is the book that pattern is in. Now the next one we have, this one is Checkmate pattern, and again we don't have this fabric, but we have some great fabric with horses and the rodeo and the more of the ranch type fabric theme. But this one's great. It's easy to make with that large wide strip and a 4-patch here. It goes together really fast. We'll put that one up here. And Here's what we have. We have Home on the Range. So we have the horses and saddles and boots, and this is our focused fabric, and you're going to be cutting the width of the fabric. Now this particular pattern is 47 by 63, so it is a really nice size quilt. It's a little bit larger than some of our quilts because the way you utilize the fabric will then produce a bigger or smaller quilt depending on the seam allowances that are sewn into the quilt. This is your number 1. It'll go in your wide strip. And then you have your number 2 and 3. You compare those two. Light is number 2, dark is number 3. And then we have the boots and we have the rope. This one is a really nice looking quilt. It would be great for a big cowboy or a small one. It is 8021803. Home on the Range. Checkmate is your pattern. Quilts for Kids is the book that this pattern is in. Now, Quilts for Kids is a download-only book, and you will get a code, and you can download that if that's the one you order. Okay, the next one we have pieces and parts for. This is a great K fabric, and it is called Landslide, and it's a very, very, very fast quilt. So I named it Landslide because it happens before you know it. You just get this thing and you put it all together and you have an awesome quilt in a hurry. And the pieces and parts on this. Now, what would life be like without a little spice? Now, Landslide is here. It is our, in the book, Quilts in a Jiffy. And we're going to show you how super simple this is. Your very first thing to do is to create your blocks, and it's great for a one-way fabric or a directional fabric because you'll be able to cut these blocks and place them into the one block position, always getting them in the right direction. We'll put this one right down here. And then you make half square triangles. Now you're using your number 1 fabric in the large block, your 2 and 3 in your half square triangle, and those will go here and here. And this is what creates that great look it just creates a strip that goes right down through there. It's awesome. So that is the way this quilt looks whenever it goes together. Okay, let's look at that fabric. This is pretty fabric, and I love salsa. So takes a lot of veggies to make this. Tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers and garlic. And this is, again, the focus with your number 2 and your number 3 fabric. And then the number is 8021216, Hot Stuff. And it's Landslide pattern, which is only available in the book Quilts in a Jiffy. The alternate pattern is Tic Tac, and that would show it off really, really nice. Okay, the next one that we are going to show you, this is Dash. Dash is, we don't have this fabric, but we have a great one to show you that goes into it. But it's a super one that you can show off 2 large blocks or just a smaller print and a larger print, whichever you prefer. Let's put that up here. Today we have 2 of the larger prints that we want to share with you, and I especially like this one. I love berries, and this one is the Birds and Berries, and we're using 2 of the larger prints in our quilt. So we've got this as our number 1, and that's going to go here. It'll also be in the border. And then your number 2 becomes this background, so it really makes this design pop. So there's your number 2 fabric, and then the number 3 with the chickadees in the, I guess those are cranberries. Anybody know what these are? They're little red berries. So these little birds are going to go in the number 3 spot, so you can have them here and here. All right, one of these days I'm going to read up on my birds and my fruit so I can get it right the first time. 8021804, Birds and Berries. Dash is your pattern, and that particular pattern is 44 by 58, and it is from the book Easy Peasy. So it's available as an individual or in the book. Okay, we've got more pieces and parts for you. And this particular pattern is called Town Square. And I love the way this block just kind of floats on the surface of your quilt. And then it's bordered with the two colors that are remaining. Let's put that one up here. And we've got more chickens. This time we're going to give the hens a little bit of play too, not just the roosters. Okay, this one's an easy one to put together. You start off with just your basic square, and that goes here. And then you're going to make your strip piecing like so. And you're actually going to make two different sizes of strip piecing. So the first one that it calls for is this. We will cut from the side of that strip piecing the units that go with this. So we cut a couple of these units, and then it's super simple. Once you get it over here, you're going to put one of the units here, and you're going to just turn it. So this one would have been here. You're going to turn it, and it goes right here. Then you make a larger strip piecing, and this one, when you first start making this, you might think, well, how in the world am I going to use that? I don't see anything quite like that. Well, super simple again. We're going to take that large piece. We're going to cut these off of the side, just like so. And then we position those by putting the light down here and here. And that's what your block is going to look like whenever it's all finished sewing together. That one is very nice. I like that. And I am pretty partial to chickens because we started having chickens, oh golly, about 6 or 7 years ago. And I know it's a lot of work, but on the other hand, I really do enjoy them. So let's look at the fabric. Here's the chickens and the roosters. Very nice for your fabric number 1. And then you have your fabric 2 and 3, and you're going to compare those. Number 2 will go in this area, and number 3 will go in this area. So the number on this one is 8021676, chicken scratch, and it's Town Square, and that one is 47 by 62. So as I've told you, they're averaging about 45 by 60, but they're going to vary according to the way they're made. This pattern is available in the Easy Peasy book or as an individual. Okay, this one's called Tic Tac, and gardening is another thing that we attempt at our house. I actually picked some tomatoes yesterday, but it's great for putting 2 big blocks in two different focus fabrics almost. I usually try to make them either the same print, or maybe one of them might just be a companion fabric that coordinates really well. And who doesn't love purple? So we're going to put that one up here. And this one's called Violet Hill. And this has a lot of flowers in it, but you're going to have to garden those tomatoes and cucumbers and garlic, etc. So this is your focus fabric. It's going to go in the number 1 spot. Your number 2 spot is here. So that one will be the companion in those big blocks. And then the 3rd color is your purple, and that's going to be your sashing on this one. We also put the little number 2 here. And as I like to do periodically, is I'll use my number 1 fabric in the border as well. I think that always looks fun. Okay, this one is called Violet Hill, 8021441, and it is Tic Tac, the pattern, and that one is available in the Easy Peasy book. Okay, our last one is called Barnyard Buddies, and this particular pattern is called Garden Path, and I like this one because, again, it shows off the big blocks. It's great if you have chicken fabric. We don't have this fabric, but it also has the little cornerstones here. Now you can either use kind of a solid color here, or you could use another small print to offset the large block. Now let's put that up here, and I'll show you how we picked out fabric for this. Now this one's called Barnyard Buddies, and we've got some chickens and some roosters and some cows. and it's all on the barn wood in the back. This is really cute. This would be a cute wall hanging in a kitchen too. Okay, so we're going to take this particular fabric as our number 1. It is a directional fabric, and it'll work perfectly in these large blocks. Then you have your number 2 fabric, and remember I said you could use a little print up here. I think this will look really cute with this as your side piece. It almost looks like a little bandana print. And then your third one is this gray, the charcoal gray. It will go here and here. Now this one is Garden Path, and it is 45 by 63, and that's available in either the individual pattern or in Fast and Fun. The number is 8021-805 Barnyard Buddies. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you can take one free pattern with every kit or skip those little patterns, and you can get any one of our 3-yard quilt books. And each book has 8 patterns, and each pattern is written for 3 different sizes. And today we have something for you. We have a coupon code so that you can get free shipping over $50 worth of merchandise. Just use the code FARMYAY, and that will give you free shipping over $50. Be sure to subscribe and like and leave us a comment. We love to hear what you think. So it's Donna Robertson with Fabric Cafe. Have a great day.